Alright, what's up everybody? We are playing a Terran vs Zerg game versus one of my viewers. Now they're about 1,000 MMR lower than me. This is not a fair match, so to speak. But I'm simply experimenting with some of the new units on the public test realm. The public test, I think I actually said it right. People have been teasing me. I've been calling it the private test realm, the personal test realm. To be fair, once I realize I control people by saying something incorrect, I do tend to spam it. And essentially, what I've ended up doing is just said, hey, let's get on with some viewers, play some games, and see what we can do, because I could only find TBTs when I was playing the patch server. So I figured, hey, let's get in some customs and actually see what happens when I build the new Ravens, build the new Cyclones, and just kind of showcase all of the units and also just test out how they feel. So versus Protoss, I've never been a big Raven user, which is why I'm a little vulnerable to Dark Templar. But with how much the speed of how it builds has been buffed, it feels to me like it's an absolute no-brainer to mix that one in. But this is actually TVZ, getting a little bit confused here, a bit thrown off. So I like Battlemech, I really like Mech TVZ. You can absolutely play it with Bio as well. But for me, it's like, hey, the Cyclones do a bit more damage to Queens, which is fantastic. They don't effectively kill Lings or Banes much easier, even though they do more damage to them. They're still going to take the same number of ticks to actually kill them, which is one of those things which some people have been vocally annoyed at, because they've said, well, you know, you make it seem like you're buffing them, but you're not actually making it more effective against the Zerglings that are so often the tanks. Just let him get that third up.
My man.
Okay. Thank you very much for the subs, guys. Baby Destruction there coming in. Appreciate it. Alright, third base is up. Cool.
Add-on complete.
Alright. So we basically just want to go straight into Hellions and a Raven. Now, one thing is auto turret harass is nowhere near as good as it once was. And the big problem versus Zerg in general, Overlord is down there, we'll keep that in mind. One of the big problems versus Zerg is your other two abilities, now that they're still the same cost, even though they're slightly nerfed, they're the main abilities on the Raven now, is what I would argue. Problem, and it's a very real problem, those abilities suck versus Zerg. They're much better versus Protoss and Terran. Interference Matrix, Anti-Armor Missile. Even though Anti-Armor Missile is decent versus Zerg, they always can just fall back on Creeper. You can't really force the fight nearly as well as you can against the other races. So Auto Turret was always the main ability versus Zerg off the Raven, and that has been significantly nerfed by being 75 mils. You can still get your first Auto Turret out quite quickly, but it's absolutely massive to only have 2 Auto Turrets on a max energy Raven versus what used to be way more than that. It used to be much bigger amount of auto turrets you could drop. 4. So it's literally half the amount of auto turrets you can drop at max energy. It's a bit of a simplistic analysis, but hope you guys get the idea. Oh, look how fast the Raven built. I think I'd be crazy to not build 2 Ravens, to be honest. And I'm just going to put those guys all in one control group. And we're just going to put guys on gas there.
Stay your ready for sir.
SCV ready.
Job confirmed.
SCV ready.
Add-on is up and running.
Okay.
Stay your engineering and is ready for sir.
SCV ready.
I see what's happened. Alright, so now we can go up to Double Armory, get the 4th and 5th Factory, and just get over into our Battlemech style.
SCV ready.
Start those depots out there.
Add-on complete.
Stay
SCV ready. Outstanding. This better be good.
That'll do. All right.
Command center has been upgraded.
And we can get 2 more depots. All right, beautiful. Let's get mag field, blue flame, get some cyclones.
SCV ready.
Our SCVs are under fire. Our base is under attack.
SCV ready. SCV ready.
Okay.
Feel the reap. What's it worth? Systems go. Cyclone ready for action.
Okay.
SCV ready.
Add-on is up and running.
Trying to build these depots up here.
State your request.
All right, beautiful. All right, let's get back to the front now.
SCV ready.
Try and get that going. And we're just building lots and lots of these guys, as well as Banshees start to come in at this point as well. Now, one thing we're missing is an engineering bay.
SCV ready.
And the great thing here is you just never need to scan for creep. So we've always got that Raven with us. And notice I've been very conservative. I really feel like the worst thing you can do, as I say that, yeah, I think that worked out. I think that was okay. I think the worst thing you can do is throw away your Ravens and stuff. Oh my god. I'll let those guys walk away. Give him a second to reset there.
Scanning.
We can go back and repair in the meantime.
SCV ready.
Don't know what's going on. Let's go Hyperflight Rotors as well. Now, Banshees are already really good with my style of Battlemech. And obviously those upgrades being a little bit cheaper, upgrading a little bit faster, that's just even better now. So I'm really happy with that change, as you can imagine.
Cyclone ready for action.
Hello.
Show me who you got.
Ready for service.
Show me.
Ready.
Okay. Let's try and get 2 more factories up.
Bad news. SCV ready.
Upgrade is ready for use.
Okay, come on guys, finish repairing already so we can get out of here.
Engine screaming.
Move it. You're the boss. Steer me. SCV ready. Ready to raise some hell.
Mineral field depleted. Our base is under attack.
Okay.
They're hitting our SCVs. Our command center has been upgraded.
Ready to raise some hell.
Let's get
Our base
transformation
is under
servers.
attack.
Ready to raise some hell. I'm in SCV ready.
Ready. Channels. State your request.
We're done with the research.
Ready to raise. I'm in heat of trouble. Show me who you are.
Add-on complete.
Get Clerk.
Cyclone ready for action.
Let's get +2 weapons. We definitely need to hold that SCV key down.
Command center has been upgraded.
You got
Okay. Just keep these Ravens alive.
SCV ready.
Our SCVs are under fire.
Ready to raise some hell. SCV ready. SCV ready. Channels
Engineer. Scanning.
systems go. SCV ready. Got a target in mind.
Alright, because he's doing some good run-bys, we're going to split our army up now.
Ready to raise some hell. Optics online. Let's go kill some. Ready to raise some hell. It's heating up out here. Ready to raise some hell.
Just dropping auto turrets and just microing around.
Let's go kill. Ready to raise raise some hell.
Comms ready.
I'm in a heap of trouble.
Research complete.
Oh shit,
Our
those guys
base
got
is
caught.
under attack.
Systems go. Ready to raise some hell.
Job.
Ready to raise some hell. Are you ready to raise? I'm in a heap of trouble.
Nothing left in that mineral.
Now the mag field does take a lot longer to kill hatcheries. You can see there, even 2 full mag fields no longer kills a hatchery. It used to.
Show me who you wanted. Comms. SCV ready.
That's interesting.
Thanks for the Bezos box.
In mind. What's going on? SCV ready. Yeah. Sure thing. Ready to raise some
Alright, just repair these units.
bad news. I'm in a heap of trouble. Oh, I'll get there.
Mineral field depleted. Nothing left in that mineral cluster. Our base is under attack. Hitting our SCVs.
SCV ready.
Engine screaming.
Enemy contact.
Our SCVs are under fire. Loud and clear.
Ready to raise some hell.
We've completely mined out a mineral.
Ready to raise some hell. Systems go.
Nothing left in that mineral cluster.
Alright.
SCV ready. Optics online. Let's go kill something. Channels clear. Go ahead. SCV ready. SCV ready. In the rear with sunrise console. Ready to raise some hell. SCV ready. SCV ready. Channels optics online. Let's go kill something.
Our
Taking
base
some
is under
fire
attack. Upgrade.
Nothing'll stop me. Who wants some?
Engineering.
I'm in a heap of trouble.
Upgrade.
Ready to raise some hell. Online. Let's go kill something.
Our base is under attack. They're hitting our SCVs. That's low.
Been waiting on you. Big job, huh? Bad news? Go ahead. In the rear with the gear. Ready to raise SCV ready.
Oh, come on. Take that base. Let's go.
Show me who wants some.
Okay, we really shouldn't be using all these guys on the same side. So these guys are now going to split up. And we're going to leave the Raven on that side.
This ought to be good.
Mineral field.
Okay.
They're hitting our SCVs. That's low.
Go ahead.
We've completely mined out a mineral field. Command center has been upgraded. Nothing left in that mineral cluster.
So this is where you come in with a beautiful surround. And that should be devastating. Woo! Very nice surround. It's been a while since I played much Battlemech, so it's really interesting to just try and remember how all the pieces fit together. But having the Ravens here is really cool. It does feel like I still got to scan for vision sometimes, though. So that's the one thing. You guys might be wondering, like, why am I scanning more than this game goes? It's to see where his army is, and then also to maintain locks if he tries to run away and kite, which he's not really doing too much, but could definitely be very annoying. GG, well played. Good play by Epigi Gnome. It's funny because Giant Gnome is a GM Zerg, and this player is Epigi Gnome. I feel like it's like his son or something.
In the rear with the gear.
That's interesting though, just the way the Ravens can be built. And what's really cool about this style is I like to build Banshees anyway. Sometimes people like to build BCs. The fact that you can now squeeze out a Raven, it takes 13 seconds less to build, it costs 50 less gas, it just feels so much quicker. And getting it out like, oh, this Protoss has DTs, quickly swap that over. 13 seconds is a lot of build time. So just for context, essentially a Liberator takes 43. That's what the Raven used to cost. A Medevac or a Viking both only cost 30 seconds of duration. So the Raven is down at that level, 30 seconds, whereas the Liberator and the Banshee are still up on the higher tier of 43 seconds. So it's actually way more accessible. It's really, really nice. Really well played by Epigenome though. So in terms of some other stats, so keep in mind, right? So basically, the way it works is lock-on does 20 damage a second, and it goes to 40 damage. Sorry, not a second, but each time it ticks. So you see when a cyclone locks on, it goes 1, 2, 3. They've changed it to 30 damage versus all targets, where it used to be when you got the upgrade, it did 40 to armored units. So it would kill overlords faster, hatcheries faster. So it is actually nerfed up against roaches, enemy cyclones, medevacs, tanks. Ruff and a few other people were very vocal saying, hey, this actually nerfs the Cyclone as an early game TVT unit. It nerfs it for sniping medevacs, tanks, enemy buildings. So it might seem like a buff, and sure, it'll make them a little better versus like Zealots, Archons, but against Zerg especially, it doesn't actually kill drones any quick. Well, more importantly, Zerglings or Banelings any quicker. Because 30 damage a tick sounds good, but a Zergling has 35 hit points. That was a damaged one, right? So the problem is, it's always going to take the same amount of time to kill it. Now, arguably, a tick now puts it on 5 life, whereas it used to put it on 15. So there's an argument here, and that is the argument that a non-blue flame Hellion can now one-shot a Zergling after it's taken 1 Cyclone tick, which used to not be the case. Because it used to be 20 damage, plus I think a non-blue flame Hellion does... What is it? What's actually, am I getting my maths right? How much damage does that do versus light? Hellion SC2. I could be wrong. Maybe it's 18 flat, not 14. No, it's 14, yeah. So a non+1 Hellion with no blue flame, so no upgrades, no blue flame, it does 14 damage. So 14 damage plus 20 would leave a Zergling on 2 hit points because of its regen, so 1 to 2 hit points. Whereas now it's going to be able to one-shot it. So that does make a difference. It does mean that Cyclones plus a couple of Hellions will kill Zerglings a little bit quicker. I don't really know how that's going to affect the interactions though, outside of that scenario. So that'll be interesting. I think there is an argument that Cyclones are worse. And I think it's a very real argument, and one where maybe we'll just leave the Cyclone as it is, because the Cyclone's not a problem unit. It's in a pretty good place. This sort of style that I'm playing is very hard to pull off at top level, because players are really good at kind of ambushing the Cyclones and handling them and pulling back and breaking your vision. So it's actually really, really rough. Alright guys, we are playing the PTR, the PTR, the test realm, the new balance patch changes that have been proposed, and I don't normally build Ravens versus Protoss, but if there's ever a couple of changes that are going to make me do it, at least open with 1 or 2 Ravens, this will be it. Auto turrets aren't nearly as good as they were because they're so expensive now, but do keep in mind Ravens spawn with 75 energy, so they do start with an auto turret. It's just the future auto turrets take forever to regenerate. Interference Matrix is 3 seconds less duration, down from 11 to 8. And anti-armor missile down from 3 armor to 2. But because the Raven builds so much quicker, 13 seconds quicker, so it's about a third, almost a third of its build time shaved off, and you've got a 50 gas discount on it. It's hard to say no to that, especially with the 75 starting energy that it now has. So the Raven is going to be way more accessible, and it's going to reign supreme. It's a nerf for TVT, right? Not at all. So I actually think it's going to be way stronger in TVT, because Interference Matrix is just so big in that matchup, and I think 8 seconds is usually enough time to get whatever you're going to get done. Don't get me wrong, I mean, they'll still sometimes get out of it and get an extra shot off, but your Ravens are going to build, like, they build so quickly, it's insane. It's going to be just all over TVT for sure. Now, I'm going to be going, this is a TVB, I haven't scouted, so I should probably scout just to make sure we're not getting one base, so we'll send that guy over there. I do usually go Marine first. Okay, cool. And I haven't been scouted by my opponent, so we'll find out soon enough if there's some naughty stuff going on. I'm gonna go super quick factory this game. It's a little bit of a risky opening.
Command center has been upgraded.
So with this one, you pause barracks production for a second. And then you go for that. So that's actually a pretty big delay on getting your reactor up. Which means if there is an early adept or something like that, then you can be in big doo-doo.
Big job.
Big doo-doo.
SCV ready.
Alright, my marine's outside a bit too long here. He should have already pulled home.
Who wants some?
That's alright.
Big job. SCV ready. By the number.
Add-on is up and running.
Ready.
So we're going to build a Widow Mine just to help us get by this early stage.
Go in. Huh? In the rear.
And then we can build a tech lab right after. Now I'm going to try and play a style that's a little bit greedy. So it is a little bit abusive. But I essentially want to just play Biomine plus have roaming units. So we're going to put a Widow Mine. I don't know what he's doing. I'm going to put it out there. If I had info, if I knew it was a Stargate, I'd probably try to hide it out here somewhere. Hope to catch him, but we don't know exactly what style he's doing, so
Add-on complete.
just gotta make some guesses.
Armed and ready.
So the Raven starts up at 3:30. We'll have our first Raven out by 4 minutes. And we will go straight for a little bit of harassment with it. I don't think it's a great idea to just sit back and save all the energy. Because we're going to build 2 to 3 Ravens anyway. And then we're going to go into just like 3 Rex Bio from there. Which can be incredibly effective. I'm going to build 1 tank just to be a little bit safe. That'll delay my second Raven, that's okay.
Ready. By the number. SCV ready. Gangway coming through.
Up to 3 barracks. Have a few too many SCVs queued up here, more than I really need.
Ah, you scared me.
Let's try and build another depot.
Yep. You up, ready to go. SCV ready. Need something to load up. You want a piece of me, boy?
Combat. Job complete.
Been waiting.
Alright, we saw a Twilight there, which is very good news for me.
Our forces have engaged the enemy.
Alright, we're going to try and keep those Ravens over there for now.
Bad news. SCV.
Third Raven's on the way.
Armed and ready. By the number. What's that? SCV ready. What's going
Put
on?
it that third command center.
In the rear.
Add-on.
Gangway coming. SCV ready.
We're going to drop an auto turret there, and then we'll drop one in the main as well. Try and time those out to hit at pretty similar times. Not my best.
Ready for service.
Our SCVs are under fire. For hitting our SCVs. That's low.
State your request.
SCV ready. Go ahead. In the rear. Huh? SCV ready. SCV ready. Ah! Gangway coming through. Yep. Oh, it's on. SCV ready.
Right away.
Add-on complete.
Armed and ready.
Our forces have engaged the enemy.
Okay. So we just held on to a big 4-gate blink there. Very nicely done. Let's go double eBay.
SCV ready. You want a piece of me, boy?
All right. So I was expecting more of just a macro game here, but hey,
What's going on?
just showing that with this build we can still defend stuff. I'm not playing too crazy greedy, you know.
SCV ready. SCV ready.
Let's see, do I have stim? No, stim's still a little while away. I probably shouldn't be moving out like this unless I'm sure he can't actually see me.
By the number. Sure. Ooh, been waiting.
Where?
You can. This better be good.
State your request. Command. Order.
In the rear.
This vessel requires assistance.
This better be good.
Scanning back.
This better be good.
This vessel requires assistance. State
We're done with you.
Okay.
ready.
Probably could win the game right here. Should I screw around and try to use the units more? Or should I just make it a more realistic scenario? Oh, I never rebuilt my third. I was like, where's my third CC? Oh, I better go then. I'm like, yeah, it's not the best. Thing is, he can't really have observer vision, so he just can't see me until I like stim in. It's kind of brutal, man.
Ready for dust off.
Want a piece of me, boy?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. This is one thing that I never play with in this matchup, because I never play. Oh, he actually was building there. Okay, very nice. I never play with the Raven, so I'm so used to Protoss just always being able to see what I'm doing. And having a Raven with your army is kind of nice. I've lost 2 of them at this point, but I just don't think he had any map vision. Obviously, his blink aggression was just very committed. Let's take a little look-see. So if we look at his vision here, Lock. Doesn't really see much, yeah. Did some good Ravens observer sniping, which was really nicely done. But had already lost so many workers at this point as well, right? Like, I don't know how many, but let's just take a look at my 2 Ravens. So we got 7 kills plus 7 kills. So we'd killed 14 probes at this point. And even though, yes, it takes a long time to get the extra auto turrets, it's not the worst. Now, let's be real. I'm playing someone lower MMR than me. Beyond's been abusing Raven versus Twilight opening players for a long time. And when they play Stargate, he does like really good timing attacks versus them and stuff. So it's pretty cool. This was not a bad timing for him, but definitely could have been hitting earlier. I mean, building 3 Ravens should be very vulnerable to a 4-gate blink. If he was hitting this on time, 30 seconds earlier, and had hero level micro, probably be able to beat me or at least get a good lead off the 4-gate blink. But definitely something where, of course, you know, I'm just a bit of a more experienced player, have a much higher MMR, so this ends up going way in my favor. And auto turrets going down at the same time, causing so much lost mining time and kills. It's kind of gross. But definitely something where I think single Raven alone, definitely worth it. And I think double Raven, way more viable now than it used to be. I think triple Raven's a bit silly, but I think double Raven's probably a good idea. Just after you drop the auto turret with the first Raven, bring it home, use it to spot the observers, while your second Raven goes across and keeps doing auto turret harass. Now, obviously, if they're going Phoenix, you need to keep those Ravens at home. Otherwise you'll be in big trouble.